Hello everyone and welcome to the class for Foundation Engineering. My name is Professor Kakde Medi and we are learning unit number 1 from Foundation Engineering, which is subsurface investigation for foundation. Okay, so we did we in the from the last lecture we been starting the new series of lecture, which is the foundation engineering, and we did start the first unit of it. Okay, so in the last lecture we discussed about what is mean by foundation engineering, what things are included in that, and what is the major purpose of it. And we also discussed about it. One thing is that the why people accept to do the soil exploration, why people dominate about the soil investigation, and what is major use of it, and how it cost, and which things are affect on this cost. Okay, so in today's lecture, we will see the first point is steps in a soil exploration. What is exactly the different steps in the soil exploration? Okay, so first step in a soil exploration is the available information. Okay, available information. Second is recognizes third is the preliminary investigation. Last is detailed investigation. As the type of a project are going to do, on the basis of that, the steps also included in here. So when the site is very important, we have to do all these stages. But if the site is not too much important, then we can skip the one or two steps from this whole concept. Okay, so the soil investigation itself is the process, and that process contains some steps or some information with the proper procedure. So first one is the available information. First one is the available information. We have to consider one back, go to the backward and see the whatever the data available for particular ground surface. If the data available is sufficient for that, then we don't have to move if the project is a temporary for the temporary purpose. Okay, if the information related to the geologist previous papers, okay, from the previous project nearby the surface, and that by that we could use that particular information as available information for our study. It reduces some test to be conducted. It gives us some amount of idea to be understand what kind of the ground is there, and it also leads the geologist or any engineer for further investigation and design. Okay, so if the available information is a sufficient available, so then we could use that information as the major part. Okay, so that's why the first step is available information. Whenever anyone engineer go to the site, then they have to research on particular data which is available near my government office, okay, or any private company or anyone else which could have that information is known as first step is the that which is in getting the information. Okay, the second is the recognized survey. This been heard in a many subject in the area of a highway, in building, anywhere, in the geotech, everywhere the recognized is there. It is the first visit or first examination of the people. Okay, so when we are discussing these recognizers, it means that it is the first step towards the actual investigation, okay, or actual testing. Okay, so when geologist, any or land surveyor, specialized equipment or specialized person go to there and dig a pit or get a sample and do some experiment. This is known as a recognized survey. In that survey, it is not a detailed survey. It is just an overview of it when it just consider or play the roadmap in this stage, play the roadmap to understand which test to be conducted for the particular area. In that, we does not visit to the site in the recognized. Firstly, we visit to the site. This site might contain some mapping or any crossings. Okay, the available on a visual inspection, we could understand what is the actual type of that particular land, and it is actually shows that where the test to be conducted, what the ground is even or not, there is any slope, okay, there is a proper rocks or any other material is spread on the surface could give the information about the particular ground. Okay, that is the recognized preliminary investigation. In here, we done actual survey or investigation. Here, we does not follow any inception. We properly believe on the testing and data collection. So here there is a two stages where the entire program investigation is through the understanding the geology of the site and all the things, and in the second step where all the specialists being and highly advanced equipment used to take samples and finalize the data of the test. Okay, so this is the preliminary investigation. Preliminary investigation is the actual data collecting step. Okay, so this is up to this when there is a moderate project there we have to do up to that particular third stage. Last one is the detailed investigation. We done a detailed investigation in a preliminary investigation. But when the project is a huge and large amount of data is required, in that stage we have to dig some more boreholes or go deep in the ground to investigate. Sometimes in preliminary investigation we just put the data up to the 3 or 4 meter, but the project like bridges or dams or any other project which is huge go deep in the ground, the load transfer is more. In that stage, we must be go deeper. Sometimes it happens like the ground, which is the layer, the ground is varying up to the mark. So when it is varying, it need to be investigate more. So if we have to investigate more, we have to dig more hole. If the area is large, then we have to take a sample from even the last of the point of the ground and up to the deep. and more high-end, more advanced equipment and more advanced techniques to be used to get the data from the deep inner ground. This is the detailed investigation. That detailed investigation is not done from for the every step, or we could say that for the every project, but we do it for the very important project. So these are the steps which we are going to done in the soil exploration. Okay, so first one is the available information, where we collect the information which is available nearby the area or the similar area. Okay, then recognizes when we actually visit the site along with the expertise and see through the visual inspection and says that there is any road crossing, railway crossing, or any tunnel going through it, or any trenches, or anything which could help us or reduces our cost and efforts for the investigation. In an investigation, in that actually people investigate the whole ground with a proper scenario, and afterwards, in the last detailed investigation, we go deeper and deeper for more information and avoiding the next challenges for the structure. And so our next point is the method of obtaining soil sample. Okay, method of obtaining soil sample. So first of all, we are totally discussing about the investigation. Most of time it is not investigated at the particular site. Okay, we cannot directly investigate on the site because there is no equipment available there, or lab is not there. So it is hard to be investigated on the basis of reliable data. We require to be investigated in the laboratory. So first of all, in the laboratory or in the site, wherever you do the investigation, you need the samples. Okay, sample of a particular point or particular layer, particular site, or in particular depth. Okay, so when it is required a sample, there are various types of taking a sample, various methods of taking a sample. So first of all, we must to be understand one thing is that the whole ground is not uniform in any area. Okay, so you go through the particular meters or kilometers, every time the ground changes its behavior, its characteristics. So for that small area, the ground is not similar or uniform. Then for the huge project, it is very difficult to use a single method to take a sample, even at the similar depth. Okay, so that's why we require a different method to be obtained for the particular, even for the uniform or singular project. And these are this method which are given in this syllabus. First one is the trial pit method, second one is the auger boring method, third one is the wash boring method. Okay, next one is the rotary drilling, and last one is the core drilling method. Okay, so here these different methods used for the different situation on the basis of the what type kind of the project it is. Okay, what is the design criteria and what is the available instruments for us. Okay, so and also we must not to be forget about the cost of the project. Okay. So first is the trial pit. Okay, pit in the sense of a ditch. Okay, valley, whatever you dig is the pit. So trial pit is the pit which on that particular method we could rely on that. Okay, so more simple method to get the proper information about the layer. But the disadvantage is that we would only go through it for the 3 to 4 meters, around 10 to 14 foot. We could say that for one floor. After, but we have to go through another methods. So here, what it is, the particular shape of the pit will dig into the ground. It might be rectangular, circular, okay, whatever the your shape you like to, that kind of the pit is dig into the ground, and then the supportive system will place around its edges or surface. By this method, actually the observer or surveyor also would be in that particular pit and observe the whole layer of the ground and what is the actual situation at there. Okay, so that it is the most reliable method and give the maximum information about the particular pit. Okay, try to have suitable type of soil, every type of soil. Okay, but it is most good for the soft soil because digging into the hard rock it is very difficult. So we are using another boring type of instrument. Okay. Then another advantage of this is the lies getting the relatively undisturbed soil sample. So when if you dig into the ground, consider that this is the end of the hair and you dig into the ground, the particular portion will dig and undisturbed sample could be taken. But the surface which is of that particular pit is undisturbed, so the total layers which are in the ground are undisturbed. So the undisturbed sample could be taken. And if you go deeper and deeper, it will get a maximum disturbed sample because it is not easy to get undisturbed sample. Okay, so this is a trial pit where there are different advantages and some disadvantages that you could relate maximum information and that. But if you have to investigate by climbing into it, you must be get some information that there is no any poisonous gases, or if there is a water table high at particular place, then you have to dewater the particular that trench. Okay, and when you dewater the trench, it is not giving too much problem. And if up to the 3 or 4 meter, or if you go to 1 meter deep, it is getting a problematic for the air, available air at the particular ditch or pit is very less, so that we have to provide a pipe 1 meter above the surface, so that it will exhaust the available air and ventilate the whole area of that particular pit. Okay. So this is the simplest method to investigate trial pit method. The another methods like auger boring, wash boring, rotary drilling, and percussion boring, that kind of methods we will discuss in the next lecture. These all methods are important, like auger boring by hand up to the 5, 6, 7, 6 meter, but it gives a disturbed sample. Wash boring also gives the disturbed sample. It is like a borewell type. If you are aware of a borewell, this is the same instrument which we use to get a disturbed sample. Whatever from the borewell, if someone aware of how the borewell works, borewell machine works, and dig the hole, you would see that the material coming from the bottom of that particular machine, and that material is nothing but the disturbed sample of soil from the deep. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will discuss about all the things. Until then, please watch our videos and like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.